All right, and welcome everybody to VR Master League. Tonight we have the Hand of Death versus Sinister Pride. And as the lobby fills up, I'll go ahead and go over our map bans. The Hand of Death banning Snow Peak. They have not played this map yet this season. Sinister Pride coming in with a 43% win on Snow Peak. And Sinister Pride banning Subway. Sinister Pride having an 18% round win on Subway. The Hand of Death. I believe this is their strongest map with a 57% round win. So I'm expecting... this is going to be an interesting match. So far this season, from Sinister Pride, I've seen a lot of very slow, fairly well coordinated attacks. And the Hand of Death, I haven't gotten to see them in a few seasons, but I know back in season like 7 when I was playing with them, it's like an organized chaos from the Hand of Death. So I am definitely really excited to see what we have here tonight. So Sinister Pride actually has chosen the map, and we are on Suburbia. I'm sorry, Quarantine. We're on Quarantine. And we're on Quarantine. And the Hand of Death have decided to take Volk, which we don't see that a lot, although it is definitely an option that we're allowed to use. So far, we on the home team, the Hand of Death, we have Urban Ghost, Skeptical, Mr. Jacob, Bremer G, and K-Dog VR. And we only have 2 out of the 5 for Sinister Pride. I'll wait until they fill up in order to introduce you to them. I'm just looking for some stats on our home team here. The Hand of Death. Looking like they lost 9-3 against Ember. They lost 12-3 on the 5 Horsemen. And they won 13-4 against Cats and Hats. Sinister Pride. So far, they've lost 6-13 against Fireteam Alpha. 14-2 against Colettos. They won 3-13 against Cats and Hats. Lost 7-12 against Lords of War. And won 12-5 against Delta Squad. Let me just message our team here and let them know that I am ready for them. So, as we have everybody in the lobby, it should be getting started here in about 2 minutes. Waiting for the last member of each team to ready up. Here on Quarantine, first up, we're going to see the gas station objective. I really like this objective because if you can get it down to where there's only one defender left, there's no way for him to see all of the angles that you can possibly cap from. And it definitely lends itself very well to kind of a sneaky cap attack. We'll see what happens here in just a few minutes, hopefully. Quarantine kind of mixing I wouldn't say there's a lot of close quarters, although there definitely can be. It's mostly kind of a out in the open, long range, finding that alley of attack. Lots of smokes. You need a lot of utility. A little bit like Downfall. Just there's more, I would say, tricky terrain to kind of hide in, especially these wireframes. From a distance, it's really hard to tell if somebody's sitting up in there or not. So, anxious to see how both of these teams play tonight. Back into the lobby here and see what's going on. Like Sinister Pride. Already, we're waiting on Rem or G. Letting both the team captains know that I am indeed ready for them. Like they're using full advantage of their time to get that first round strategy down pat. I feel like a lot of times that first round, it can kind of set the stage for how the match is going to go, although it is definitely not a predictor of outcome. Like with Rem or G riding up, we should drop into it here pretty soon. Here we go. Starting round 1, map 1.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Dan, welcome to the cast, buddy. No cap, boys. No cap.
Mr. Jacob yelling out no caps, a very favorite mantra of many teams in the VRML.
First solo cap. I'm sure it's going to be great. Your answers in chat. You're fine doing answers.
Remember G with a little bit of banter there. Let's see what's going on over on the
111 415 4111
over on the Marstock side.
Easy code.
With a shield out on quarantine. We don't see this a lot from every team, although some of the teams who do use it tend to use it very well.
Hey, where's everybody going?
Like Festa here is using it
Hey, we going all the way around, Fester?
kind of mark the corner here.
Fester and I are going all the way back around toward gas station.
Like they're going with a little bit of a 3-man north, 2 headed south kind of a push arrangement here. See what the southern boys are up.
I don't know. I snuck him. Just give us away.
Sort of using these tow trucks here, a little bit of cover.
I'm gonna run for the SUV. Watch across the street in case they're coming.
On K-Dog downing flying potatoes.
I don't know if I got one or not. They shot at me from tow trucks and they were crossing into center. My tank.
Nice call out there from Mr. Jacob.
Nope, he's headed south. He's headed south.
Ostentanious here pushing up into the jet engine courtyard, as I like to call it. Sinister Pride getting 2 men up on the roof now. Definitely a good position where you can get a lot of recon.
I'm gonna lay fire here so you can move. I think I got him now.
Tater thinks he got the wire building guy, but confirming he can't, Tater.
And as we know, he unfortunately has not. Sometimes it is very hard to tell when somebody's in that wireframe. If they just sort of duck down, it may look like you shot them, depending on exactly when. Smoke's coming out. Oh, and a nice long-range frag. Downing Nullus. He is revivable and most likely will get that res. That was a great throw, though. Whenever you see smoke come out, I mean, you know somebody's there. You might as well heave a frag into where it came from. You might down them just as they did.
Right behind you, man.
Sorry about that. Flying Potatoes getting that revive. Brings us into 5v4.
Careful, an ambulance.
2 minutes 11 remaining. Team's definitely playing it slow. Skeptical down in Canaan.
I've got the west side of the ambulance. You guys go.
Over here in the west. All the way up here to this little plane wing. Field.
Leave the guy covered me the way back to the plane wing.
Oh, if he's called out that location or not, I'm sure he did. Skeptical did just down his friend moments ago. 1 minute 30 remaining. Three-man push coming up danger close to objective. Will Rem or G be ready for this? Unfortunately not. But Mr. Jacob downing Nullus as he runs to the objective. Ostentanious down by Urban Ghost. Just like that. I'm about to say a 1v3 as the Hand of Death wins. Getting 1 point for Hand of Death. Yeah, it was a great utilization of time from the Sinister Pride. They had a really strong advantage there early on. Unfortunately, there at the end, the Hand of Death was able to just pick them off one by one in very short order. That was a great defense from the Hand of Death. Now we're into round 2, map 1.
Seven three one zero six latitude. 73106 latitude.
Okay. Hey, send 3 north. Remember, you go with them because we're likely to die in the south since we spawned here.
I'm
I don't have smoke.
gonna follow Herbo and Skeptical to see if his predictions are correct, and if they will in fact die, or if they'll make the cross. I think if they use good smoke, I think they could have an okay time crossing here.
I do have a 203. Alright, watch out for center. I don't see anything burning. Alright.
Well, they get the first street cross.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna... Oh, poke your head up here. Poke your head up here. Watch me cross from... Okay. Oh, I was gonna say... We're both crossing at the same time. That was bad. Oh well.
Okay, you proved your initial prediction wrong. It's good. Good start. Let's see if they'll be ready for Ostentaneous up on that plane wing there. Should know. Definitely should know that somebody's probably up there.
What do you say you're taking Ridge? Oh. Once you're up on the ridge, key in and let me know.
Skeptical. Getting the man Ostentaneous up there. I don't think... Oh, he was confirmed. He confirmed him there. That's going to be a great pick for them, and it'll give a fairly open rotation now up incredibly close to the objective. Unfortunately, they will have to wait for their team to clear out the center a little bit before they can make an attempt. Oh, nice. Nice 203 from Urban, downing Nolist. Fortunately, they'll have to get the confirmer that could risk a revive. Frag's coming out. Fortunately, ineffective. Kanan down and confirmed K-Dog. Fortunately, I missed that.
Got him!
Urban Ghost heading for the objective. Ah. Unfortunately, not able to cap. Winning the round, though. Bringing the Hand of Death up 1 point. Yeah, unfortunately missed a lot of what was happening there. But very aggressive push in. They had 2 men there on the south, able to clear out that plane wing and get up close to objective, while the 3 men from the north rotated around, able to clean up the whole map. I really wanted to see a cap there. Unfortunately, it just was unable to happen. Wait here for the 30 seconds till match starts. See what our next objective is. Sort of center east objective. This is a little difficult one, as you have so much area around. Brings us into round 3. One. Lots of pre-fire from Sinister Pride. Hovering looks like they're crossed to the south. Go follow them.
They're close.
Kane and Flying Potatoes taking us far, far south rotation.
He went past the wire building. I think he's going dunes, Tater.
I can't see him down here.
One past the wire building. I think he's going dunes. Tater, you drive out here.
Looks like Skeptical pulling up in the dunes. He could do some major damage here. Skeptical downing Flying Potatoes, canning, downing and confirming Skeptical.
Tango and dunes.
Fortunately, a 1-for-1 trade is not exactly what you need to be doing, but better than nothing. Ostentatious now, closest to objective. I believe he might have been able to hear Remmer there. Have some idea where.
Okay, there's one on the east side of the building just west of objective.
I believe he did just call him out there.
I need somebody with an auto up here.
See it from the defense's point of view.
Okay, here.
Urban with nice grenade. Comes up a little short, unfortunately. Mr. Jacob with a nice shot there with the AK-12, downing and confirming Ostentatious. Ellis here making his attempt on the objective. Nice frag. I'm not entirely sure what he was going for with that. Professor Taint. A red dot LMG. I just missed Urban Ghost. Hitting Nolus with a frag.
We may have a down Charlie at on first floor objective.
Kanan here, able to get himself a little bit behind enemy lines. He goes up in his wireframe. He could get some nice picks on defense there in their wireframe. Kanan downing Urban Ghost. Now we're in a 2v3, and it's still one man up.
Negative. Another one on objective.
Still don't think they have a real solid idea. Remmer is where he's at, and K-Dog I don't think has been in play much. K-Dog turns around. He may be able to kill this northern push. Oh man, I'm getting from both sides. I don't know who to look at when. Oh, I think K-Dog might have spotted that cross. Looking the wrong way though.
Yeah, I can't see anything moving yet.
Yeah, I don't believe K-Dog is aware of Festive Taint's rotation. Kanan downing Remmer. And we just have Mr. Jacob on objective. Festive Taint, I don't believe, is aware of K-Dog's location. Now Mr. Jacobs down to objective is fully open. Although K-Dog will cover just about any cross.
He's coming at you right now. Don't kill him.
Oh, and he's saying don't kill him. Kanan running into objective. He's pat out. K-Dog running in. I don't know if he'll be able to get there on time, unfortunately. Sinister Pride getting that cap in the nick of time. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was a really good rushing of the objective there by Kanan. He messaged into his team that, don't kill him, I'm going for it. And he did, and unfortunately K-Dog just was not able to get an angle and was not able to rotate in time. Unfortunately, gonna have to transition here to gameplay. There we go. I apologize for that. Scoreboard. Yeah, Sinister Pride was able to just sort of wrap around that defense and just slowly pick them off one by one, leaving just one remaining. Wow. Was that Kanan ran in there? Oh, with that beautiful cap. Hopefully this doesn't get the hand of death down. They had a really strong start to this map. All right, let's see how Sinister Pride defends this objective.
Hey, Fester, can I have that smoke?
Yeah, dude. Look out, potatoes are in my way.
Sorry.
Did you
You
want a
guys want
replacement?
you
Here.
want a nade
Here.
for?
Okay, good. I see one.
Anyone want a nade for sight?
Are we gonna try to cover fire for you guys for crossing?
Sure.
Lots of great use of utility here to cover the cross. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the hand of death's really there waiting. Skeptical getting Nolus with the SA-80. One thing I do know about the hand of death is they really like those drum mags. So a lot of times, two men will come out with the SA-80 just so they can distribute drum mags to everybody on the team. Urban Ghost and Mr. Jacob with a fairly aggressive push here up to this center building. Urban really liking that M203. I see him with it just about any time he can. Unfortunately, that M203 was ineffective there. I don't even think anybody's right there. Flying Potatoes downing Urban Ghost. E3. Remmer, Mr. Jacob here using his Humvee as cover.
No, no. How useful is that?
Everybody's kind of right on top of each other here. What's going on here in the north? Fester and K-Dog kind of playing with each other a little bit. I don't know that K-Dog even is aware of Fester's location right now. Meanwhile, Kanan downing Mr. Jacob. Skeptical. Oh, and just as I pull away, Fester and K-Dog. Fester taking down K-Dog. And Remmer is on objective. Does not have his pad out, though, unfortunately. Oh! Sinister Pride getting the last kill there. Getting one more point for Sinister Pride. God. That was very unfortunate for the hand of death. I mean, they were right there. More point for Sinister Pride. This is a tough position to be in right now for the hand of death. You're down 1 point. This is indeed map point on defense. Luckily, they do have that defense advantage. While I'm waiting here, let's go see what kind of objective we got. We have this center burning building objective. Kind of an odd one for me. It definitely lends itself to a few sneaky cap spots right here on the side of this wall. If you can get into that location, yourself into this location, you can cap. It sort of depends where the enemy is. If you can kind of get here, you can cap. Really just depends where that enemy's at and where they're not going to be able to shoot you from. Looks like everybody's ready. 14 seconds remaining. We'll go into the round. Going to be. Sorry, I missed that one round. It's round 5 now.
We're kind of doing an aggressive offense or defense. We have because they're gonna rush it. Yeah.
Looks like the Hand of Death predicting an aggressive offense is going to answer back with an aggressive defense. See what Sinister Pride have up their sleeve. Looks like the Hand of Death. No, that was incorrect. Flying Potato is getting Remmer G with the MP18. Urban goes with the refrag. Definitely slowed down Sinister Pride's push. Skeptical downing Nullist. Fortunately, he is revivable. Like Fresser is going to get the revive.
He's by the Humvee, I think. Can I revive you? Yeah, go for it. Be ready. Yeah.
There's a successful revive there. Puts us into a 4v4. Aiden here getting up fairly close. On the other side of the street from Urban, Ostentanious downing and confirming Skeptical. Beautiful frag. Fortunately, I don't think it's going to land. Urban goes. Downing Kanan. Ostentanious. Mr. Jacob leaving us into a 3v2.5. Defense is a little bit weak. Mr. Jacob, unfortunately, not very resable. Like this entire side of the objective's open. Unfortunately, K-Dog is rotating in. Sinister Pride getting the kill and the map. So, map 1 quarantine ending in a 2v4 for Sinister Pride. You know, the Hand of Death came in so strong on this map. I mean, they got the first 2-point wins, but as I said before in other casts, sometimes, man, sometimes you come in hot and you're able to do good, but if your opponent can adjust to your play style and you can't counter adjust, you just sort of fall short then, which is exactly what happened to the Hand of Death. We wait for the teams to select. As I said before, the Hand of Death waived their map pick for the first map and chose Volk. Not sure exactly which way Sinister Pride is going to go, as this is their pick. Either way, we will get to know what map 2 will be here very shortly. While we're waiting, I would definitely like to thank our sponsors, ProTube and VR Cover. We all definitely use and love your products. Check them out. Shout out to everybody in chat. I see a few of you in there. We definitely appreciate your viewership. All right. Into our second map now. Going to be Bizarre Day. Like, might have. I'm not gonna say because you never know what teams are gonna do that they might think it might be a tactical advantage, but the Hand of Death is on Marsoc and Sinister Pride is on Volk. All right, in here, see what objective we have. All right, the South Central objective, Humvee objective, whatever you guys like to call it. This is what we've got. Objective, you know, you get it down to one person, it's a little hard to cover. I think that could be said for all objectives, but this one, definitely we've seen a few caps, sneaky capping spots. You? Excuse me? Wait for the teams to ready up. Sometimes they do take a longer on the first round of a map. All right, here we go. In the round one. Urban Ghost. I do know him as a very strong shield player. It looks like he's using a shield flashlight combo. Interested to see how this plays out on this map, as I don't want to say you don't typically see a shield on this map, but it's not as popular as smaller maps like Tanker and Cargo. Definitely getting very aggressive here, and he's going to be met with a little bit of force.
You say he's there?
Flying potatoes there in the back window.
Yeah, he's moving all the way back. I saw him through the window way back.
Sure, he's
there.
radioing in everything he sees there in the south side. I think this is just cover fire here to my left. A-Dog downing. Sorry, didn't catch that in time. Remmer G getting Kanan, Skeptical getting Fester. Getting some nice early picks from this kayak building here. Oh, Remmer getting a nasty team kill here on Mr. Jacob. Unfortunately. Very unfortunate for the Hand of Death. Now leaving us in a 4v2.5. Nice sneak comes out. Unfortunately, doesn't land on anything. A-Dog getting a nice shot on Flying Potatoes. Notice on Remmer G. Urban here getting fairly close to objective. peek in this window here, this pistol shield combo. Downing Nolist. And he is almost on objective. I don't know if Ostentaneous is aware. Urban is on objective. Tab out. He's punching into code. Ostentaneous not even aware of his position here. He needs to check his tablet. Oh! K-Dog getting a kill, unfortunately. Putting an end to that cap. Oh. You have to communicate those caps, guys. That puts Hand of Death up 1-0 on Bazaar. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to capture all of the early action there, but oh, Urban Ghost there was nobody there to tell him no to punch that the code in. And unfortunately, K-Dog got that last kill with a one-shot, putting a very unfortunate end to that code. All right. Now, Hand of Death on defense. See how they do. I mean, as we saw in the first map, it seems like it takes a little bit for Sinister Pride to kind of warm up to their opponent. Let's see if the Hand of Death will be able to adjust to that. Be able to get a nice win on Bazaar. Bringing us into round 2.
I got him.
As I said earlier, Hand of Death definitely do like those drum mags. See what the offense do.
Be careful on the cross here, guys.
Kanan and Fester also with the shield. A 2-man battle buddy. This look like the Hand of Death is rotating one out. Mr. Jacob rotating out here. Might be able to catch these two out if things go well for him. Seem like those two aren't going to get into it anytime soon. Flying Potatoes laying down some heavy cover fire here from the Kayak building. Sometimes with some good cover fire here, you can kind of make some unfortunately obvious crosses here. Just as I say that, K-Dog downing Ostentaneous. Kanan getting Mr. Jacob here from this southeast corner. Like he's gonna probably work his way in and kind of come up from the south onto the objective. Potatoes a little bit timid here. Taking a moment to see if you can get anybody peeking out the windows. A frag coming out onto objective. Not landing though. I'm sorry, I kind of saw that from the wrong angle. More from this back street than anything. That one was on objective though. Fortunately, airburst a little bit too high and was ineffective. Mr. Jacob here, still resable. They could rotate a man back there. He might be able to get that res in 5v4. Flying Potatoes now has brought himself up right under K-Dog. Not sure if K-Dog is aware. There's a lot of hands of death here. Flying Potato is definitely toying with it. Kanan confirming to kill on Mr. Jacob. That should tell the hand of death roughly where an enemy or two are. Flying Potatoes moving upstairs onto K-Dog's position here. While K-Dog looks just like that, Flying Potato gets K-Dog.
Upstairs is dead.
Skeptical surely heard that voice as not one of his teammates. Ducks and Nick Tom unfortunately getting Remmer G, and then Skeptical getting a refrag on Flying Potatoes. Where does that leave us? 2v3. Favor of Sinister Pride. Nolist here into this green room, getting a nice pick on the Skeptical. Unfortunately not confirmed. And he confirms it. And missed that last kill on the Urban Ghost, but Sinister Pride going up a point. Now we're 1-1 here on Bazaar. Yeah, the Hand of Death definitely had a pretty good setup there. Unfortunately, Sinister Pride was able to just sort of get in there and get better picks. I think is really what that came down to. Maybe the Hand of Death got a little peaky. Get back into it. Almost forgot to update you guys on the objective change. We are on the Kayat objective. Bring us into round 3. Sinister Pride on defense. The Hand of Death on offense. See how Sinister Pride sets up for this.
Because we can.
Kaboomy! Kaboomy! Blow him up! I want a kaboomy, guys.
The Pride wanting some explosions. They want that kaboomy. Like Hand of Death getting that southwest spawn. Kanan getting an early pick on K-Dog. Jacob lighting up that position he believed it to come from. Unfortunately not able to get a pick. Looks like we got a nice early push through this western courtyard. Ghost and Remember G. Looks like they're playing it a little bit safe. Ghost with the shield. Able to work his way in here. I know he wants that cap. He missed it the first round. He wants to get that cap this map. Oh, and a C4 downing Urban Ghost. Can Remmer get that? Now, unfortunately, Fester Tank gets a infirm before Remmer could get the revive. I believe Remmer was being a little bit noisy there. Fester most likely is aware of that position. Frag going out, not landing anywhere. Remmer here. Gonna have to be careful for Fester. Fester downing Remmer G as Remmer get its flying potatoes.
He went in blue rune, I think. We lost it.
Here, sneaking in, getting a nice pick on the Ostentanious. Man, what a snapshot that was. Fortunately, trading with Nullist. Like both are down and out. Leaving it all up to Mr. Jacob. Here, the East Courtyard.
Motherfuckers.
About that. Mr. Jacob taking just a moment here to ponder strategy. I don't know if they have an accurate kill count. I wonder if Mr. Jacob knows he only has 2 defenders remaining to get through. Rotate around. Up here to this north wall to kind of rotate around as he did shoot there, and I know the enemies are reined in on him a little bit. And that reminds me, we have this feature called lasers. I can see where people are aiming. Jacob in a 1v2 with 2 minutes 30 seconds remaining. All the time in the world as he does not have far to go. Get to that objective. Unfortunately, 2 defenders sitting right on it. Do not want to give up that cap. Jacob checking his watch. Clearly is now aware that he has 1 minute 50 seconds remaining. Plenty of time. Doing the right thing here, slowly creeping in. Not to give away his position. This rotation here. Kanan might work to Mr. Jacob's advantage, giving a little bit of room in between. Unfortunately, just as I say that, he rotates back. Jacob must have heard that rotation. Right on. Oh, and unfortunately not able to get the kill. That's the Pride winning. 1 point. One v2. It definitely seemed like Hand at Death wanted to go for aggression on that round. Sinister Pride, unfortunately, was just very much ready for it. Getting a few good early picks and shutting down that Western approach. They were definitely going for that cap. And same objective. See if the Hand of Death can bring it back. us into round 4.
I might use it to just chuck it behind me.
Woo! Make sure that's in there nice and solid.
Oh, they're going to the east. They spawned over respawn. Two went by.
Mr. Jacob with some nice callouts there, giving away the initial push direction of the Sinister Pride. Like 4 out of the 5 here have indeed gone to the east, being called out by Mr. Jacob. See if the Handed Death will be able to use that information to their advantage. Flying Potatoes down in Remmer G. Is using his car for cover, be able to get any picks. Nice cover fire from the LMG, definitely making Hand of Death duck down, allowing this cross to occur. 2 men in the far east, primarily eastern push now we're seeing. Looks like the Hand of Death pretty much completely smothering this objective. Frag coming out in the courtyard, unfortunately doesn't land anywhere. Check in on Esther and Kanan, who are both all the way up here on the northern wall. Esther with a shield. Well, all that chaos is happening down south. Looks like Kanan and Fester are trying to go in and possibly get a cap. Skeptical downing Ostentanious. Mr. Jacob answering back, downing Flying Potatoes. Puts us into a 4v3. Sinister Pride down a man. Fortunately. Oh, and K-Dog getting the shield's buddy. Oh, that frag does not land. K-Dog calling out the shield. Oh, and he gets the shield. And confirms. Very nice. Now it's all up. All up to Nullis, which has not been denied this access yet. And just as I say that, K-Dog getting that kill on the Nullist, putting the Hand of Death up 1 point. We're at 2-2. We're tied up here on Bazaar. Is this a comeback of the Hand of Death? That was a really strong defense. I don't think the Hand of Death lost more than maybe 1 member that whole time. Despite Sinister Pride's aggression with that LMG cover, and they had, that round was not very long. I mean, they were on objective. Lickety split. Hand of Death able to hold it together and defend the objective. With 30 seconds remaining on the mid-round timer, both teams are ready. And again, I'm so sorry. Forgot to let you guys know what the next objective was. This is round 5. Like we're going for this Western Central objective. The objective has a few vulnerabilities. Kind of cap down in this area. Cap on over here. Of course, there's this back little alley and inside the room. In here, going out to the Kaya building. A little bit of a detached defense, as I might say. Kind of waiting for anybody to cross this center bazaar. Bit of partial concealment here behind these. Call that a gate of some kind. Looks like most of the Hand of Death is already far west of this location. Wait and see what we got going on here. Take a breath. Rotating up here, he's gonna have to be careful, or oh, he went to the left. He's all right. Could give him a little bit of trouble. As he does. And Kanan also getting Urban Ghost there in the north. A good way to start the round off. And that was confirmed by Mr. Jacob. Remember G getting Nolus. They're very close to objective. Gonna loosen up that objective a little bit. Skeptical getting Kanan.
I think I downed one. Right on objective.
I think it's 3v3.
You are correct, sir. It indeed is. Smoke coming out. I didn't see if that was from Remmer or defense. Smoke causing Remmer to rotate right into the sights of Fester. I was skeptical here in this 2-story K-Dog far to the west. Get into K-Dog's POV.
One on objective. Freaking blanks with me.
Shooting blanks there. But not able to land in those shots. Gonna have to watch out for flying potatoes. Oh, not able to get behind cover soon enough. All of the skeptical in a 1v3. Gonna slow down his strategy here a little bit. Come up into this center bazaar. Oh, we almost had a team kill on Sinister Pride's side. Definitely gonna give away few locations for Skeptical. He is definitely within earshot. 2 minutes 22 remaining. Skeptical's got all the time in the world here to deal with these 3 defenders. He definitely sees him. He's trying to line up his sights perfectly, or maybe figure out if he's looking at Ghost or not. I thought I saw that. Then again, I also have X-ray vision, so maybe that's why. Skeptical getting that pick on Flying Potatoes and quickly rotating back as he should. Yeah, when you're in a 1v3 situation, now 1v2, anytime you get a pick, you got to rotate off of that X because they're going to be looking for you. A little bit of a tough spot to pick out. Oh, and a nice double. Yeah, nice double there, getting another point for the Hand of Death. Man, that was such patience. Such patience and waiting and just waiting for that opportunity when they were both doubled up there like that, getting a beautiful double. Puts the Hand of Death up 3-2. This is map point. See how Sinister Pride answers back to that. They definitely have the opportunity to take it right here, as if they cap, it will put it up 4-3. All right, and here we go. Going into 6. Skeptical still celebrating his nice double there, as he should. Let's see how Pride's doing. Again with the shield, going here to this eastern wall, pushing up north. Probably gonna go all the way around the map. Don't doubt it. I think we're gonna see any action from them. Let's head over here to the west, where we might see a little bit of action. On the center street. Oh, if you did this in Onward, you'd be so dead.
There's one by the wood pallets on the street just east of the mini bazaar.
Eyes on a member of the Hand of Death there, calling him out. Oh, I definitely heard one of them catch a shot. Vestertane downing Bremer G. Kanan getting Mr. Jacob.
Yep. You good? Yep. Another on my left. Another right on my left. Another right here.
Bremer should definitely be calling out all that information to his teammate. And it looks like we have a little bit of two simultaneous firefights going on here. And Fester with the M9, forming Remmer. Skeptical and Flying Potatoes trading. Nolus downing Urban Ghost. Looks like we're in a 1.5 to 4. Not a good position to be in for the end of death. Hopefully K-Dog here is able to rotate and get that revive. Nolus confirming Urban Ghost, making that revive, nullifying that revive, and getting K-Dog in the process. That puts Sinister Pride up 1 point, 3 to 3. We are tied up here in Bazaar. This is indeed the final round. We can't have any more. Let's see. This potentially could be the match deciding round. If the Hand of Death is not able to attack this objective, and at the very least, kill all 5 at Sinister Pride. No pressure, guys. No pressure. And does mean we're going to have an objective change. Let's head on over there and discuss this objective. Oh, I almost got that hit. This is the east courtyard objective. Really an interesting one. Kind of walled in, you think you're safe, but there's so many little nooks and crannies that you can get in on. I mean, you could just run up this street and throw a frag over there if you really wanted to. Of course, Sinister Pride being defense could throw a D4 right back. See how the Hand of Death decide to attack this. 2 moments. Here we go. Dropping into it. Round 7. I don't even have a button for round 8. There is no point. The last round of this map. Let's drop in on Hand of Death. Looks like spirits are high there. They're definitely getting excited to get into it.
I haven't hit anything all day. I don't need 100 merciless in this. Full power.
Yeah, we're either gonna lose here or we're gonna win. Kinda how it always goes. Well, tie it.
I have to go push and clean up here. They're going to be ready for Kanan here, kind of crouched down behind this car. And with good trigger discipline, waiting for them to get close. Kanan getting Urban Ghost. Do believe Skeptical got one earlier. I did not see that what. Now everybody from the Hand Desk tucked in. It definitely slowed down the approach. And a frag coming out. Is it going to land? It does. Beautiful frag grenade from Mr. Jacob. Fortunately, they're not able to get the confirm because of the angle. K-Dog getting Kanan. He was able to get one round in there and get the confirm. Now that frees up this whole north street for them to continue their push. Let's say that somebody's rotating up. Be unexpected. Oh, and unfortunately, Mr. Jacob not able to turn in time. Flying Potatoes running him. But 2v2 could go either way. K-Dog here. Kind of in a dangerous spot. These boards are not bulletproof at all. I have a C4 here in a little death alley. Don't think we do, although we do have a nullist. He does seem ready. I think Remmer and K-Dog are still very hesitant here, as there was a man there in the northeast. Frag could down nullist. Oh, he's able to back off in time. Nullist pushing in, getting Remmer G. K-Dog getting a refrag. Now it's all up to K-Dog and Fester Taint. We're in a 1v1. If Fester doesn't rotate in, I do believe K-Dog can get close enough here to drop a cap on Sinister Pride. And Fesu, realizing the fallacy in his position, has rotated in. He's going to rotate in, and the Hand of Death wins with a trade. Sinister Pride was eliminated. I actually gasped there. I was like, what's this? What's the board gonna say? Oh. The Hand of Death taking Bazaar. Whatever map they choose next will be the deciding map for the Hand of Death versus Sinister Pride. Don't go anywhere. That was a really good round for the Hand of Death. They kind of all decided to push up on that north wall, which I do say was a bit of a risky play. Unfortunately for them, Sinister Pride really didn't have all that much force up there. They were able to dispatch the first player who was behind the car. I believe that was Kanan. And one member rotated up. He got a pick, but was quickly dealt with. And then it kind of just all was that 2v2 down that hallway, and as you saw, it all went well for the Hand of Death. Like they're taking their time delineating which map to pick for the final deciding map. I'm actually fidgeting in my seat here a little bit. Not gonna lie, I'm anxious too. We have Snow Peak and Subway banned. And I do believe it is home. It's definitely the Hand of Death's pick, so I think they'd probably pick team. Or I'm sorry, pick map. And if they do, I think it's gonna be a cargo. I have to predict it. I would say it's a cargo. Although Tanker, I know Urban with his shield play is pretty good on Tanker, so come on guys, you guys are killing me. I wanna see. I wanna know. Taking forever. I can't take it, guys. I want to know. Yeah, I think if they pick a tanker, boy, Sinister Pride's gonna have a really hard time defending that. Argo, they might have a little better time with it. Here we go. Dropping into it. Map 3. It's gonna be Downfall, proving me utterly and completely wrong. Looks like they went for choosing Volk and giving the map pick to Sinister Pride. Risky, bold move on this part of Hand of Death. I don't know if that's the decision I would have gone for in this situation. Needless to say, that's what we got. Let's see if they can make the best of it. We're on a lower dumpster objective. Bit of the tricky objective here is can indeed cap yourself in this little corner right here, and you just punch that little code in, and 2 points are yours. Fortunately, the 4 and 5 angry Volk members could be there to tell you no. Of course, we always have the option of quick spawn. Oftentimes, if you don't move out of the way quickly enough, you can be spotted out. Shout out to all of our viewers at home. Definitely appreciate seeing people here in the chat. Always good to know I'm not talking to myself. I feel a little crazy sometimes. Like taking their good old time getting ready to get that first round planning in, and sometimes first round can set the stage for how the entire map would go. Got to get to it. Deep jet. Okay, guys, you're faking me out now. There we go. Just like come back. Drop into the gameplay. We are round 1, map 3 here on Downfall. A-Dog slipping out there looking for that quick spawn. It is not there. They're up at North Hotel.
I'll be in this little hallway. If I die, if it's quick spawn, I'm first to die. You'll know it's quick spawn if I get killed at bungalow. I'm trying to go to bungalow.
Using their death as a diagnostic strategy. I don't know if that's what you want, but that's what they're going for. Potatoes here pushing out across. Look, remember, Handed Death is pushing up through the valley. See if Flying Potato is here. Gonna be ready for that. Urban Ghost with a nice early pick on the Nullist. I don't think Flying Potatoes here is gonna be ready for Skep up on that hill. Oh! You have to go getting that kill. Best of. Ostentaneous here at the upper red car. Kanan taking down Skeptical. Up there on that dusty knoll up there at Marsoc Towers. Like Ghost here. Pushed himself up into this little bungalow. Taking all his angles. He's got to know a few people are rotating over there to Marsoc Towers as Skeptical has gone down. Here at the loud tank. I don't know if any of you at home use that as a call out, but that's certainly what I call it. Having any action here for a bit as it kind of rotates into position. Genius. Pushing up here along these rock walls. Nice and close. Shots on to A-Dog there in lower dumpster. That
One upstairs in objective building.
able to locate the enemy there and call him out. Meanwhile,
I'm gonna run into the basement and
Vester and Kanan here rotating around the valley. It looks like they have a plan to rotate into that basement. Let's see if the Hand of Death is ready for that. Like out of the wall here. Remmer is downstairs to put a stop to that. They don't see him before they rotate in there. Remmer should be able to get good picks on them. Denying that cap. Ooh. Faster with an SA-80 killing Mr. Jacob. He was kind of just standing out here in the corner, not ready for that rotation, and got caught out with a one-shot.
Alright, I was double tapping. Okay, watch your back over here. Watch your back to the left. You could be sitting on that ramp going up to the building behind you.
A-Dog with the SKS. A nice kill onto Ostentanious. Now it's all up to this southern approach here from the valley. And unfortunately, Kanan firing, giving away their position. All eyes are certainly on this valley exit. Gonna have a hard time pushing up now. Kanan getting K-Dog on that upper floor of lower dumpster now. Two members of the Hand of Death left. Urban Ghost in that upper bungalow. He really needs to rotate back down because if Remmer G in the basement goes down, it's all over.
976.
I think they are aware of Remmer's location, that there is somebody in the basement there. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if they have a good kill count where they know if they get that man in the basement that Urban is far, far away. Okay, well that isn't a concern anymore. So it looks like Fester is gonna pin down Remmer while Kanan rotates in here for the cab, which I do believe he's gonna be able to do very successfully. And Kanan is on objective. Pad out Remmer rotating around. He must have heard, forcing Fester to take him down. Sinister Pride going up 1 point. Great. So now we're going into round 2 to Hand of Death on Arsock. Round 2. See how Sinister Pride able to defend this objective.
See him. I didn't see him.
Correct, they are not at that quick spawn location. Looks like they're gonna have the same spawns.
No, so cover you if they're quick spawn.
Instantaneous now. Looks like he's gonna go for the sniper position here on Marsock Hill. Taking a little bit of the safer route. Guys run from the sides, kind of a humorous. Not gonna lie. But he's gonna go for one of these back positions. White House. Oh. Flying potato here. Run into a little bit of this southern push, southeastern. Urban Ghost here by that white tower there. Now tank about to get caught out. Whoever that was. K-Dog getting one shot on him, unfortunately not able to down him.
I was hit. I'm crouching and falling back.
Even just him being seen there is definitely going to slow down this approach. Trading is probably right now. At least rotate around and get in there. Definitely wouldn't want to pop up in the same position. Go here to Ghost, who's made it up in the Marsock Tower. Get you here. Fortunately, these two defenders here over here in the valley, I think, are only going to slow down valley approach that almost is starting to shape up like. On over here. Tremor G, and I believe I heard Skeptical. Oh no, it's Mr. Jake. Here at the butcher shop. In here in Center Hotel is definitely going to slow down this approach. And just as I fly away, Skeptical. Flying potatoes. And Kanan's got a beat on Remmer. Getting kill onto him. Jacob calling. Silent sniper. Skeptical putting a little bit of suppressive fire there onto that White House. Fully utilizing the map here, going up this very rarely traveled trail. Down here, way down here in the valley. You wouldn't want to fall off this ledge, I'll tell you that. We're in 4v4 with 2 minutes seconds remaining. Not all the time in the world. Tough time. I want to pick up the pace. A smidgen. Playing a little slow for only.
Yeah,
In
guys
here,
back
kind of
west, in that building.
playing with Mr. Jacob a little bit. And a death now have kind of softened up this. That'd be Southern defense now. Kind of have control of the valley. Urban getting right here, right down here onto the objective building. Ostentanious down in K-Dog and Skeptical getting a refrag on Ostentanious. Urban proning his way in here. I don't know if he's aware of Fester. Definitely going to be a problem for Urban. Oh my goodness. And Skeptical through that door. Able to down Fester. Urban is on objective. He's pad out. He's punching in the code. As long as nobody rotates in there, although I don't know. Oh my goodness. They handed death there. Skeptical with that shot through the window. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me update your scoreboard. +1. Actually, +2. How they handed death is up 2-1. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried when Sinister Pride had 2 men up here on this hill, and that was sort of the primary approach of the handed death. And then once I noticed they had this entire hill softened up, and Urban Ghost was going up on there, I think Skeptical was right in this neighborhood, putting a shot through that window, hurrying up the approach onto the objective for Urban. Very nice play. All right, coming in the next round now. Oh, almost forgot. Got it. Oh. We're on the butcher shot objective now. Always a fun one. It's very out in the open, but sometimes that works out for you. Going into round 3. Go see what.
To the tower and make my way down in.
See what Sinister Pride have up their sleeve for the offensive round. Nolis downing Skeptical right off the bat.
I'm gonna die. I got shot. I don't know where from.
Softening up the defense a little bit. Not 30 seconds in the Pride, not really going for any kind of crazy aggressive push here, slowing it down. Gonna send 3 men south to kind of hook around, come up from under. If you can associate up and down with south.
I'm worried about somebody in center bungalow, but I don't think they got up there.
Check in on our defense. Urban Ghost here. Pushing up to lower red truck. That could be a bit of a sneaky location.
This side's wide open, boys.
Unfortunately, don't really have anybody forward of the objective for the main offensive approach that's coming their way. I believe that was Mr. Jacob who kind of threw that little flash out there, kind of giving Mr. Pride a little "what's up, we know you're coming." Ooh, and I missed flying around. I missed. Spontaneous here. Reaping his way up the stone wall. Gonna have a bird's eye view onto the objective here pretty soon. And have this 2-1-2 split. Definitely like how people on Sinister Pride, they're kind of getting into position and like waiting for the rest of their team to rotate around the long way around, get into their position. Fester getting Mr. Jacob here off this little knoll. Immediately, a laser shines directly in that direction. Not sure exactly who that is. Might be K-Dog. Remember G getting a revive of Mr. Jacob. Unfortunately for Sinister Pride, he was not confirmed.
I shot at Raffle, but I don't think it's a guy.
Noelist here looking for that angle. Very narrow angle through this window. May not be the best location for him.
Yeah, I think it's just fucking clutter in there. I can't get a
No, someone runs.
Mr. Jacob, a madman, just staying out in this very, very open location. Standing on a barrel. Oh, and he takes the hit. Almost able to get the refrag. Or correction. Smokes are coming out. Putting a little bit of pressure on the defense. K-Dog getting Kanan. And Hand of Death doing what they should, just sort of tucking in and waiting. Urban Ghost getting Nolist. Fly Potato is getting Urban Ghost. K-Dog getting Fester. Now the Hand of Death, 3.5 strong to Sinister Pride's 2. Where's this revive? Flying Potato's getting Mr. Jacob. And K-Dog. Like that, the tides have turned a bit. Now it's all up to Remmer. Gonna have to defend the objective. Ostentaneous coming up fast. I do believe he knows that Remmer's here.
Yes.
He stands up. He's gonna lose his head. If he doesn't stand up, he might get capped on. It's a heck of a position.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I think he just realized that he was alone. And Remmer able to get that kill onto Ostentaneous, who was quickly creeping up onto objective. Puts Hand of Death up. Puts the Hand of Death up 3-1. Very well could be the last round. As the Hand of Death is going on to Marsoc. And in case you're, well, surely you know by the scoreboard that this is indeed the deciding map of this series. The Hand of Death win this round. It will take the match. This potentially could be match point. Well, I guess it is match point either way. Looks like everybody's ready. Ready to find out. This will be last round. And round 4 here. Potentially the last round of this series. Sinister Pride versus Hand of Death.
Where you at? Where's our fifth? Where's our fifth? Hands in.
Bit of spawn antics here.
Go team. Come back.
Come on, come on, come on.
Come back. Go team.
Come back.
Yeah.
Always good to see when they're up against the gun. Have a little bit of fun antics. I'm glad I could capture that for you guys. And it looks like the Hand of Death have loud tanks spawn, and they are pushing 4 men strong through the valley. See how this play out for them.
I don't know, should I 2 or 3 dark or brothel?
Well, you can't get that from here, man.
We've all been spotted, I think. Did you see them?
I think they do have a man up at Center Hotel there that could wreak havoc for these guys. Oh my goodness. Bremer and Urban like madmen just running in here. See how it goes from here. It's definitely, as I said, Flying Potatoes gets Bremer G.
Dark room. Brothel's hit with a 203.
Unfortunately, nobody was home. Exactly.
Fuck.
And as I go in there, I am sorry about that. Hand of Death, a very vocal team. They do not hide their feelings whatsoever. And Skeptical with a nice one-shot down to Flying Potatoes. Unfortunately, now he can't get to confirm. And Flying Potatoes upstairs there with a bird's eye view to relay information. This could definitely wreak havoc for the Hand of Death. Not to mention the fact that he's reservoir.
I'm pinned. It's right side objective window. Don't come this way. Oh, fuck.
Sorry about that again. And Kanan down in K-Dog. This is quickly
No, don't do that. You gotta go another way.
quickly falling apart for the Hand of Death. Yeah, I definitely think Skeptical here needs to just hard rotate all the way around the map and kind of come in from the other side, create a little bit of confusion, a little bit of doubt on the Hand of Sinister Pride to kind of have to check 2 different angles at once. Anytime your entire forces come in from one way, everybody's looking that way, it's too easy to pick them off one by one. And just as I say that, Skeptical turns and runs. I do believe he realizes the same thing. Overwhelming truth that is to rotate. Hopefully Urban Ghost is able to stay tucked behind cover long enough. Skeptical here to kind of relieve the pressure. Skeptical's got a bead on Kanan here. Be able to get a pick. Oh, and unfortunately now Skeptical is down with no hope of being revived. Not looking good for the Hand of Death. As Sinister Pride is still 4 strong with the potential of a revive. Now, if they have an accurate kill count, they will know that Urban here is the only one remaining. Oh, and he's able to pop up and get to the church. Downing Nullist. Very nice pick, unfortunately. He is revivable, and just as I say that, Ostentanious, getting Urban Ghost, giving one hand to Sinister. One hand. 1 point to Sinister Pride. All right, so Sinister Pride getting one more point here on Downfall. Still not over yet. In fact, potentially, this map, and thus the game, could potentially go to either team here, as the Hand of Death just needs 1 point on defense to get 4 and get the win, and Sinister Pride has the potential for a cap, and thus the win. Objective we have, I do believe the objective has changed. Yes, it has. Upper Dumpster. Kind of similar, but very much different. And the first objective we saw. I do believe that this objective is indeed harder. Lower Dumpster. I do apologize, my voice is kind of going. It's not easy doing it on your own. Just like that, we're dropping into it. Round 5. We got Hand of Death on defense. Sinister Pride on offense. Either team could take the match right here. See what happens.
Don't make me the last guy to live.
2-4-1, top left 12. 2-4-1, top.
Go team! They can get to Marsoc Hill before us.
That is true. They certainly can, so you'd best be ready.
In the valley.
They almost certainly will.
So just get to the right side. I thought we were dead.
I know, right?
Keep going left, get behind the trees. I'll cover.
One moving back towards the east behind White Tower.
They've spotted out that rotation. The 3-man push here.
Yeah, he saw me.
Coming up through the northwest.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to remember if there was a wall there or not. There was a...
Genius.
I think you can.
Now that the Hand of Death kind of know direction that the enemy's coming from, I definitely think if they just set up in a few angles, don't peek, wait for them across their line of sight, the Hand of Death here could easily take this round. Sounds so much easier than it is, as is the match determining round, essentially. And your nerves get the better of you sometimes, and you just want to peek those corners, often to your demise. And who is this? It definitely looked more in the thick of it than it was. Urban here. He's awfully, awfully close. Definitely wreak some havoc here. On the wrong side. Did I say that? Gets a kill on Flying Potatoes. Skeptical. John and Kanan.
One down on Meat Street.
Mr. Jacob here with this narrow angle. Going for a pick, unable to get it. Exactly what he's shooting at. Hand of death here. 5 strong. Like they definitely just easily could tuck in and just wait. Yeah, Urban here, kind of like right in the middle of these 2 different pushes. I don't know how effective he'll be. If he was able to get a good angle on them as they do these long crosses, he could be effective. Definitely not going to get any kind of close counter.
Marshlock Hill, 1 win in. I couldn't catch him. He's in the building. It's Marshlock Hill. I think.
Definitely correct on that. There is one on Marshlock Hill. Now that that's been called out, you should see some eyes trained up here. That Remmer G, he's looking, although he's wide open. Ellis here, instead of trying to get the picks, I think he's going to go for a rotation. Oh, and K-Dog here from White House with a beautiful one shot with the SKS. Puts us into 2v5. This is not looking good for Sinister Pride. David is all up to this Western push. You have a man here on Center Hotel. Dangerous spot to be when you have 3 eyes trained on you. Potentially even 4. Urban rotates. Although, get some good picks. Urban could definitely rotate in here. Possibly get that pick from up there. Peeks out.
I think it's Fox 2. He's right beside the objective, to the left of the objective.
Yeah, my traction's off.
And Skeptical getting that kill onto Ostentanious. Now it's 1v5. Fester has got his work cut out for him. Especially with only 42 seconds remaining. He's going to go for that rotation. Going to say, F it. And in a moment he steps outside. Skeptical gets the frag, securing the map and thus the series for the Hand of Death. All right, everybody. That was a nail biter for sure. Final score, Quarantine, the Hand of Death, 2-4. Bizarre, Hand of Death up 4 points to Sinister Pride's 3 in the 3rd and final map. Hand of Death, 4-2. This was definitely a good match. I'm so glad I decided to cast it. Hand of Death kind of... they were able to dig their heels in and kind of claw their way to victory. It was a very good showing on their part. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shout out those sponsors again. We have ProTube VR and VR Cover. Great products, great aftermarket products for your VR rig. I just ordered my VR cover for my Index the other day. I can't wait for that to get here. I had it for the CV1. I thoroughly enjoyed it and thoroughly miss it on the Index. Anyway, let me pull up the match page and we'll see what kind of matches we got. Doesn't look like there's anybody else tonight, but tomorrow, Saturday, at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have Nightfire and Snooper on Water versus French Onward Union. Definitely come out and check that out. Anyway, my voice is shot. My name is Xandria. Thank you for coming out. Have a good night, everybody.